You know what we do have, though? We have a James Klug video. This is real. On the street, New York City, outside of Madison Square Garden. In fact, it's actually part 1 and part 2. Mr. Klug is on the street asking people, what's up? Here we go. What is up? Oh, the video's muted.
James Klug here. Today, John Doyle and I are here.
Oh, we have John Doyle. Yeah, woohoo.
Here at the Madison Square Garden Trump rally to talk to people about the presidential election. John, are you ready to get going?
Yeah, I'm ready to dream big again.
That's right. Let's go talk to some people.
Let's go, Mr. Doyle.
Huge shout out to our friends over at Allegiance Gold for sponsoring this video. My man, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Donald Trump, baby.
Donald Trump.
New York.
Okay. Represent your team.
Trump, baby.
Let's go, man. What do you think? Donald Trump, bro.
Trump.
Trump. Miss, what about you?
Trump.
What are we thinking, boys?
DJT.
I know, I see what direction you're headed. We're all headed to make America great again. That's why we're out here.
You're here for...
Okay, do you think that we are going to have a state that everybody thinks is blue get flipped red? Are we going to have like a surprise flipper? Are we going to have a surprise flip state that nobody sees coming and we're going to say, what the fuck? This state went red? What the fuck? Huh? You think so? Man. You know what? Before we get into this, let's look at an early polling map, okay? Hold up. Or early voting map. Early voting map. Early voting results. Here we go. Updated 1 hour ago. Okay, so... okay, give me a state that you think is blue but could possibly conceivably flip red. Give me one. Name a state. I'm going to look at my home state, Oregon, first off. Early voting, Democrats 40%, Republicans 32%. Other 28%. New York. Where do we have New York? Right here. Not looking good. New York, not looking good. Not optimistic here. Pennsylvania. Well, Pennsylvania is a swing state. We're already talking about Pennsylvania every day. I'm looking for something else. Maryland. 58-26, maybe not looking good. Nevada's a swing state. We're already talking about that. Virginia. Where the fuck is Virginia? That's Vermont. Hello. Hey, Virginia. There you are. 50-39. 11 points. 11-point margin. You know, New Mexico, I think maybe could be one of these surprise flip states. That's 10-point margin. Or what was Oregon? 8-point margin. New Mexico is like a maybe. New Hampshire, 37-33. 37-33. Are we doing this thing again? Okay, cool, dude. Connecticut, 42-23. What is up with everybody in New England being so gibby-gobby? What's up with New Englanders being gibby-gobby? What happened to these people? Why are they like this? Washington is not going to happen. That's a 19-point margin. That's not going to happen. Or Oregon. Oregon is the most conservative out of the 3 West Coast states. If any state is going to be flipped at some point, this election or the next election, whatever, it's going to be Oregon. Oregon is the canary in the coal mine. Ohio, I mean, Ohio's going red anyway. Play the video, I guess. Here we go.
For T-Dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you guys planning on trying to get in, or are we just calling it a day because that line is 1 million miles long?
Yes, it's very long.
Welcome to your Nazi rally. Uh-oh.
The Nazi
Miss,
rally.
Why is this a Nazi rally? Do you mind weighing in? Antifa. Are we doing media at all or no? Thanks for your time. There you go. Antifa, are we here to smash the fash? That's a good deterrent. Full disclosure, we're Trump. Is that cool?
No media.
No, that's not cool.
That's not cool? No. So no interview? All righty, thanks for your time. How about you, sir? Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
I like Kamala. Don't like Donald Trump.
Harris.
I'm going to be honest, man. Okay. In this country, like 85% of white dudes vote conservative. They are conservatives. If you are in the 15% of white guys that is voting progressive, they're really like, there's something wrong with you. There's something nuts. There is something going on. There is something going on.
Like Donald Trump.
Harris.
Oh, that's the wrong answer. You look like you could be a Harris guy.
Yeah, more of a Harris guy.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's the
You look
jacket.
like it.
It's that the sophisticated look.
Why Kamala?
Yeah.
Not
Gay
Trump.
look.
Because I think she's a more moral person.
Well, I just feel like women's rights, shouldn't be dictated, and just that's one of the topics. I'm not
Abortion.
Is
necessarily.
that on the
Yeah,
ballot right
abortion.
now? In full disclosure, I'm more leaning towards Trump. I just want to let you know that.
Right.
But is it on the ballot right now for Trump?
Well, I see his views on it, and I'm not really quite sure I'm agreeing with them. So.
Leaving it to the states? You don't like that?
Yeah, I don't like leaving it to the
So
states.
we prefer taking away that right to vote on a state
We
level
don't like
on
having
abortion
people
and making
vote.
it federal. Is that correct?
Yes, I don't tell a man when he needs to get a vasectomy or not, or that he has to. Just
Yeah, that's super comparable. Great analogy. Yeah, I love that comparison. That's totally the same.
stop making children. So.
1-to-1.
Wait,
Yeah.
why Kamala Harris?
Good point.
This man right here is a Trump supporter.
Okay.
Big Trump supporter.
Okay. I can respect you, not your opinion, but I can respect you.
Uh-oh.
I'm a
Cool.
first-generation American, and I want to elect a candidate who's going to be fighting for my rights.
Right. Did you come here, you talking about like for legal immigration or illegal immigration? What are you talking about?
I was born and raised here, but my family are South Korean immigrants. They are legal U.S. citizens,
Okay.
and they're small business.
If you're born here, doesn't that mean you're are you second generation? I don't really know how it works. If you're born here, are you first or second generation? I don't really know.
Owners.
What's the fear there when it comes
Second
to Donald Trump
first,
of legal
okay.
immigrants?
I think that Donald Trump likes to paint himself as an everyday man, but he does ostracise those who are not like him. I won't go into the details of what not
Well,
like him
I guess
entails.
yeah. What do you? But no, genuinely. I mean, I guess that's a big thing. So anybody that's not white, what's an example of
White,
that?
rich, or has generational wealth.
I think Donald Trump is
Yeah.
a moral detriment to the country.
Oh, come on.
Donald Trump hates everybody who's not white and rich. That's super. Yeah, totally.
No, he's gonna. No,
Why
you're
is that?
wrong. You're wrong.
Let's talk about it.
No, he's gonna win.
I didn't say he wouldn't. I said that he's a detriment to the country.
No, Kamala Harris is. 4 years you proved you're wrong.
What about your 4 years?
Hey, excuse me, sir. This guy's a Trump supporter. You said that she's morally
Hi.
superior to Donald Trump, and that's why you're voting for Kamala Harris.
I think so, yes.
What do you think is moral about forcing people to take injections at threat of losing their job?
I think it's a public good to have vaccines. We've been having
I think the government should be able to hold people down and force them to get injected. Otherwise, they lose their job, get kicked out of university, can't visit their family in the hospital, and get dishonorably discharged from the military. I think that's a good thing. I think those are all good things.
people take vaccines as part of attending a public school for a very long time.
But not shutting down.
You can opt out of that if you're attending public school. It's not a mandate. You can actually say, I don't want my kids to take it. They don't have to do it.
Businesses and destroying livelihoods.
COVID-19 was a existential threat to the country, to a lot of people. A lot of people died. And I thought the community coming together and ensuring that we protect the lesser ones of us who don't have the immunity systems that
Lesser
the rest
ones?
of us do, I think that's a public good.
What type
That's
of
what we were
bigoted
told in order
language
to
is that?
justify that. But what we ended up seeing was the people who are actually getting sick and dying were people who are like grotesquely overweight, people who are elderly, normal, healthy.
Have my kids been vaccinated? With some vaccines, but not all of them. Most certainly not the COVID vaccine. We have done no COVID vaccines and also no hepatitis B vaccines is what we've done.
Working Americans weren't actually susceptible.
So, by the way, I think this needs to be said. You can be hesitant or suspect or not want to take the COVID vaccine, and also not be anti-vaccine. Like you can be like, yeah, some vaccines make sense, other ones don't. Right? You can be like, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can be selective with the vaccines. You're allowed to be selective with the shit you inject into your body. It's not an all or nothing deal. Okay? Because there was this whole narrative during COVID. Oh, you don't want to take the COVID vaccine? What are you, anti-science? Are you anti-vaccine? It's like, well, actually, no. I've taken the polio vaccine. I've taken this vaccine and that vaccine and this vaccine. I just don't want to take the COVID vaccine. It's a little bit different, right? That's totally fine. That's totally fair.
Susceptible to the virus, but still, those are the people whose livelihoods were threatened if they didn't take an experimental vaccine, which, by the way, was proven to not even be as effective as we were told it was going to be. So like all of that, and that is moral. That is better than Trump maybe saying some off-color things on radio programs, or
Yes.
If you want to have an abortion, you have body autonomy, but if you don't want to take an injection, you don't. Karl Marx said there will be no private property in his Marxist utopia. You know what my most valuable piece of private property?
Your body. This isn't any trading card. It's a gold or brass laser engraved Trump trading card. I don't give one shit. Bro, why are you linking this? This has 4 likes. Who gives, what are you trying to, like, are you advertising this, bro? Who gives a fuck about this? Who fucking cares?
Property is, you're looking at it.
well, I would say, I'm looking at the state of the country right now as a Trump supporter, and I'm looking at the economy, I'm looking at the border that's wide open, and I understand that I'm a man, but my issue, or my views on abortion aside, I wouldn't even consider that one of the top 5 issues that the country's facing.
No, it's not, but the country wasn't in a good state when he was president. Look how he handled, COVID.
Sure was.
That was a disaster. And he got the drugs, he got healed, half the world died. So
Half the world died, we lost 4 billion people.
Half the world died during COVID. Holy shit.
yeah, well, it spread everywhere.
And then
so,
we lost
yeah.
the 4 billion people.
Well, he's alive, so
Oh my God.
God, I know they're shooting at him now. He can dodge bullets, apparently. I mean, the man is just unstoppable. That's why I'm voting for him.
I know, but I'm a Christian and I believe in God, and
You're a pro-abortion Christian?
A lot of people died, even at rallies with him. I mean, never in my life have I seen so much. So many bad things that happen.
That's what I thought
What?
too, because typically when Trump supporters die at rallies, it's because Democrats shoot them. But when Democrats burn down cities, like in the summer of 2020, that killed 36 people, I think.
A
There were
few
no
dozen.
investigations there. Yeah.
You guys are the new
Crazy.
generation. I'm the old school. So believe whatever you want, but he's nuts.
You guys, let's take a few moments to talk about my good friends.
Holy shit, that chick is retarded. Like actually, dude, I'm always astounded watching these street interviews. You know what these interviews do? It like really black pills me on democracy. It's like, man, so these are the voters. This is the electorate. These are the people. These are the people that are voting. It's over.
Successful vote in 2020 and
It's over.
denying.
Like Democrats in 2016, 2000, 2004?
I don't think Democrats were really on the front lines of saying that there was an illegal election.
In
Absolutely not.
2016, they actually, not only did they say it was illegitimate, but they spent 4 years and tens of millions of dollars saying it was Trump-Russia collusion, and the only reason why he won was because of Russia.
There is a weird relationship with Russia that Trump has with not just Putin, but also with any authoritarian dictator.
Is Donald Trump a dictator?
No. It's a silly question.
Yes, it is. Is Donald Trump a dictator?
People are crazy.
What do you not like about Trump? Like what he said? What do you not like about him?
I think he's an amoral person. He's cheated on every one of his wives.
Amoral.
I think that he's in it for himself.
How do you know? Were you sitting in the cuck chair? How do you know he cheated on every single one of his wives?
I think that he's doing his best to keep himself out of jail. I don't think he has the interest of others in mind. I think he is a very self-obsessed individual.
When it comes down to that, I talk to a lot of working class people, and I'm going to be voting for Donald Trump too, actually. And one of the reasons is, you said he's looking after himself, but during his administration, it seems as though everything he was doing was to better the lives of the American people. They had more money in their pockets. It was affordable to live. The economy was booming. But not just that, they secured the border, so Americans were safer. The country was more prosperous. And then you compare that to now, and it seems as though things are a little bit out of control. We have 2 new wars. We have, prices out of control for the average American. The middle class is struggling.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that stuff when it comes to?
Dude, like, the most depressing type of Democrat is a Democrat that will say, no, you're right. Yeah, the economy was better. Yeah, there were no wars. Yeah, it seemed like life pretty much was better. But I just think Trump is just kind of, I don't know, he's just a dickhead. I don't know, he's just kind of mean. He's just mean. So, just can't vote for him. Like, dude, oh my God.
To people's lives and him looking after the American people?
Yeah.
Is that fair what I'm saying?
I think a lot of it is. I think that the Biden administration was handed a bad hand. That's not their fault.
You guys complain about inflation. If you look at inflation in Europe, look at inflation around the world, it's worse than it is in America. We actually had a soft landing. Nobody talks about that. Biden doesn't talk about that. Incredibly successful.
Some could argue that they were handed a good hand, honestly.
We were in the middle of the pandemic when the Harris administration came into charge, and that is a bad hand to be handed. They had to deal with a public emergency.
Yeah, but they were handed it. They like you were talking about the vaccines. They had the vaccines. The economy was back on track the last 2 quarters before they took office. If anything, some would look at that as kind of a home run for an economy that you could build up by deregulating the energy sector and getting everything firing up. Kind of reminds me of the recession right when Ronald Reagan took office, and he got the economy booming. Right, he got
Kenzie
the economy
Poff.
booming
Hi.
to where his next
Good evening.
term.
Good evening.
He was teed up for a.
We are on the streets of New York City outside of the Madison Square Garden Trump rally a couple days ago. And Mr. Klug here and Mr. Doyle, who everybody loves, we are interviewing people on the street asking, hey, who's going to win this election? What's going on here? Jesus is the way.
Fantastic term.
Doyle?
Everyone voted
Okay.
for him again because he did such a great job. It kind of reminds me of that, to where it's like, if things are down, it's pretty easy to get the economy booming back up after 3.5 years. Maybe not your first couple years. By year 4, you should be in a good spot, and we're kind of still struggling.
I think we're in the midst of of a great economic boom right now. Like, inflation is much more under control. I think we've recovered from the pandemic. I think that you're right. 3.5, 4 years in, the United States we have recovered much better than other countries, and I think we are in a much better spot than we were.
We're the global leader. It's going to happen. It's pretty hard to get us in a bad spot. To be totally honest with you, when it comes to our economy, right? We're better off than places like Italy. Our economy matters much more than many other countries' economies, to put it blunt.
I don't listen. My expectation for America is not, we're doing better than Latvia. Look at Guatemala. We're doing better than they are. Coming out of COVID, we're doing better than Ecuador. So, that's not my expectations are a little bit higher than that.
If our economy is doing so, why do you think people are expressing such concerns about it? Trump is polling right now higher than he did in 2020 and higher than he did in 2016. So what is it about the state of the country that is compelling so many people to consider Trump, even though he's got all of this baggage that we've all seen, in the last 10 years?
I wish I knew, and I've struggled to understand why Trump supporters are so pro-Trump.
Why?
Yeah.
Look at the state of the economy. Look at the state of the country. We're look at this.
Who's going to make Walmart groceries great again? Let's go. That's so true.
Let's go.
It was going to become people just arguing back and forth, no common sense. I feel like we lost our way as a country.
Kamala Harris is a radical Marxist. We've known that. Anyone that lived in California knew that she's a Marxist. And she wants to bring that to the White House, along with her Marxist vice president, who shut down Minneapolis for how many days while they burned the city down and did billions of dollars worth of damage. She didn't even respond. They're Marxists. They think they have to burn the country down first and then rebuild it into their Marxist utopia. There is no Marxist utopia. If there was, we would have found it by now.
Well, I think what we see him doing is rejecting authoritarianism, embracing free speech, embracing constitutional rights. What do you think about that?
When I was 19, I had to go drop off an item at Trump Towers. Okay, I got on the elevator
Here
with
we
him,
go.
and he hit on me, and he wanted me to go to one of his rooms. So, no.
Here we go.
That scared the shit out of me. I couldn't wait to get off the elevator. I worked at Barney's. It was in the 80s. Personally, as a man,
Donald Trump thought you were pretty, and
then everybody got on the floor and they did the dinosaur, and then everybody else clapped. And that's what happened.
talked to you, and you didn't like, and that was enough.
Gross. Yeah, that was enough to, send me running back to work. Thank you very much.
It seems as though right before the election, we get a lot of those stories.
Hold up. How old? Okay, let's say this story happened. Let's say she's telling the truth. How old is Donald Trump? What year was Donald Trump born? He was born in 1946. So in 1980, he's 34. He's 34 in 1980. So according to her story, a 34-year-old guy in an elevator hit on a 19-year-old girl. Didn't rape her, didn't sexually assault her, just hit on her in an elevator. Am I gonna be mad about that? Is that like the most traumatizing thing in the world? I don't really care.
Yeah, they're so good at the propaganda. It's not just like in the TV. It's in the day-to-day people you meet on the street. They have sleeper agents who can recall these memories decades later. Yeah.
It's funny how you don't open with that, you know?
Yeah.
Hitler might have had a dog. Did Hitler have a dog?
Hitler was famously very nice.
Hitler was elected too. Like, what is this supposed to mean? Okay, so listen, because Hitler was elected, we need to not have democracy. Hitler was democratically elected in 1933, so therefore anybody that is elected is Hitler. Ever. Yeah, good point, fucking retard. Good point.
To animals, which is sort of weird when you think about some of the other stuff we got into.
That is odd. I didn't know that. Would you compare him to Hitler?
Also, hold up. I do need to show you guys an image. This is very relevant. Hold up. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is a real photo. I kid you not. This is Adolf Hitler feeding a squirrel. This is Hitler hanging out with a squirrel. So take that as you will. Whatever this means. I'm not telling you what it means. It just means whatever. It's just historical. It's a historical fact. Squirrels liked Hitler.
Hitler?
We don't like racists. We don't like any of that stuff.
So you're voting for her because of her skin color?
I'm voting for her because I'm a person of color and I want someone that looks like me to represent me.
Right, so
that's what I want.
Racial.
Me too. I'm voting for Trump because he's a white man. I'm a white man. I need somebody that looks like me to represent me. True. I'm with you, sister. Donald J. Trump. Let's go.
Preference then is why you're voting for Kamala.
Let's go.
Sounds a little racist. It seems as though he does work with a lot of, people of color.
I think there's a way to distinguish people of color and people who can still consider themselves different from Donald Trump and what he represents.
You mean just politically?
Ideologically, socially, fiscally, you name it.
Okay, so
You are literally whiter than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is more of a bronze orange. You are literally whiter than he is. I don't want to hear it.
we're not just talking about skin color there then.
Absolutely not.
So you're saying that he doesn't work well with, let's say, Democrats, whereas Democrats work well with Republicans. Is that right?
Not necessarily what I'm saying, but I do believe that Kamala Harris is willing to work with both sides in an amiable manner, which Donald Trump is not.
I just think that's not true. I mean, the Biden DOJ has been persecuting Trump supporters, the largest DOJ investigation in history. And if you even think about Trump's biggest supporters, they're all like lower class, middle class people in middle America. So are they just too stupid to know what you know? Do they not get that Donald Trump is fooling them or something?
I certainly wouldn't call fellow American voters stupid, but I will say that there are people who are not aligned with my policies and my political values.
And then we're not going to name a policy necessarily that's against the immigration specifically. Is that correct? But you're just saying in general.
That is correct, because I work in political consulting and it would be against my interest to say anything specific.
Right on.
Good
Convenient. Excuse me, miss. Tell the audience to subscribe.
Oh boy, here we go.
Tell the audience to subscribe, please. Thank you for your time. Yeah, she's broken. Excuse me, miss. Can I film your dog really quick?
She's broken.
We got to get a dog for the video. You sure? That's the second time we've been rejected. What's up with New Yorkers not wanting dogs in their videos? Doyle, jump in there.
Jews for Trump. Jews for Trump.
We're going to be dancing in the streets just like the end of World War II. We're going to be dancing in the streets. It's almost over.
My man, you disagree with this guy right here?
So I'm not exactly sure what to comprehend at the moment. I'm not sure if it sounds like he's giving some sort of anti-Semitic rhetoric, but I don't want to give an official comment
Let me see.
I don't know. I don't want to give you an answer yet.
Hey, sir, what's your stance on Trump?
Isn't it quite obvious?
Donald Trump of America.
Guys,
we don't endorse any candidates as a movement, but we're here to spread light. That's what we're doing.
Right on.
I work for whoever's better for the Jews.
I'll vote for whoever's better for the Jews. Isn't that kind of a weird... Hold up. You're an American? You're an American citizen. And you're the only thing you care about is who's better for Israel? Huh.
Messiah is coming. Messiah is coming.
That wasn't me.
The Messiah is coming. Let's go.
I think he's the most dangerous man in America.
Yeah,
He's
why
the
is that?
most dangerous man. Think a little bit.
Why?
Think of why you're giving your money to him. It's fool's gold. It's trickery. You guys are zombies.
What about people that...
There's not going to be a rally today? That's fake?
Yes.
There's no rally today?
It's fake.
Okay.
Of course there's a rally, you idiot.
You said it's fool's gold. You said there's no rally.
Of course there's a rally, but you're going to buy into that.
You have now officially lied to me more than Donald Trump.
Good. I'm the idiot. I'm here to be an idiot. I'm the joker. I'm the idiot. Okay?
I can respect the self-awareness.
What are these papers you have?
Yeah, what are the papers?
Miss Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
What's up with the papers?
Kamala Harris,
Kamala
for
Harris.
sure.
Yeah.
No
Why-
way the other.
This is like quintessential Kamala Harris voter. If I close my eyes and picture it's like her, and then also I see her with an obese black woman. I see two people.
Kamala Harris,
Kamala
for
Harris.
sure.
Yeah.
No way the other.
Why Kamala Harris? What are you happy about, this administration?
Wait. Well, I like Joe Biden. I think he should have run, and I think he would have won.
You can still write him in.
No, I'm going to vote for Kamala.
You're going to vote for Kamala?
Yes.
What do you think about Democrats, the donors hopping on CNN saying we're withholding funds until he drops out? What are your thoughts about them making him drop out?
My thoughts about...
I mean, is that disappointing to you as a Biden supporter? I mean, you mentioned you like Biden. Many Americans do.
I mean, maybe they know more than I do that he wouldn't be a good... I think he would have won. I think he would have beat Trump, and I like Biden's administration.
Wait, during this...
Do you guys think Biden would be doing better against Trump than Kamala is? Who would be better at competing against Donald Trump, Biden, Kamala? It's hard to say, man. I think they're both pretty bad. Fat Rick, by the way, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Listen, guys, Fat Rick, if we get to 800 kick subscribers today, something crazy is going to happen. You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. But something crazy is going to happen if we can get to 800 kick subscribers. You're going to have to find out, though.
At the same time, really quick. During the same time, the polls were showing Biden leading 8 points on the national average.
Whoa.
Right before the election. And right now, Trump is actually, I think on the national average, I think he's like 0.5 above Kamala right now. I think it was a mistake for Democrats to jump on Team Kamala instead of staying with Biden.
I don't think it was a mistake, but I do think Biden would have won.
Interesting.
And I think he's doing a great job, and he did a great job.
If Kamala loses, would that have been a mistake?
It could have been, but I don't think she's going to lose.
What are we looking at here? Do you mind if Are you with him? You're just hanging out? Cool. I can respect that. What are we looking at here? Do you mind if I take a look at this, sir? You don't think she's gonna lose?
Okay.
It's looking pretty toss up right now.
He's a loser.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, wait, really quick. He's a Trump supporter. Message to him. What would you say?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. On January 20th, the Trump White House will advise all U.S. water systems to remove fluoride from public water. Fluoride is an industrial waste associated with arthritis, bone fractures, bone cancer, IQ loss, neurodevelopmental disorders, and thyroid disease. President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump want to make America healthy again. Holy fucking based. Holy based. Who here in the late 90s or early 2000s had to take fluoride pills? Did anyone here have to do that? It was a little pink pill. I'll never forget this. In elementary school, it was like maybe once a week. Once a week, the students had to take and in fact, it wasn't a pill that you swallowed. It was a little pink pill, and you chewed it up, you chew it, and then you like wash it over your teeth, you like with your tongue, and then you spit it out. You had to spit it out, is what it was. And the reason why we did that, I think, is because Portland public schools didn't have fluoridated water. So if you didn't take the pill, you probably had fluoride in your water. So it wasn't like you were already getting it. We didn't have fluoride in the water, and so I think that's why we had to do this. Yeah, I think it was like either or kind of situation, but yeah. I'll never forget it. And then what is this? Baron, what's on the agenda today? The Squirrel Dad. The story's going to be huge. They took everything from that man. I'm going to film myself feeding squirrels. One's going to jump right onto my lap. The people will love it. Your instincts are impeccable. Hold up. So is there a photo today of a squirrel sitting on Donald Trump's lap? Did I miss that? Did I miss the squirrel photo? I haven't even seen that.
To him to tell him, hey, you know what? Things are great right now.
You know, I've been seeing him deteriorate in the last few weeks. Seriously, I'm not just saying that. Seriously, he is.
I noticed that the media started really reporting on that the last few weeks too.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you came to that same conclusion.
Yeah.
What was interesting too is the way that Joe
True.
Biden was deteriorating
That
in
is
office,
weird.
and your preferred candidate ran cover for that and said that's
I don't
not
think
happening.
Joe Biden was deteriorating in office.
Well, that's why they had to switch him after the debate. You stand by his debate performance?
Ageism, elderly, you know.
Ageism. I think that he's got, a little bit.
Well, you mentioned that though. I mean, Bernie Sanders is about the same age, and Bernie Sanders, if you watch him in interviews right now, he's actually pretty darn sharp.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, he is.
I
He's
don't know if
pretty
it's
sharp
age.
still.
I don't know if it's
Bernie would
age.
have beat Trump.
Bernie can't even get a shot with the DNC on anything right now.
He would have beat Trump when he was running.
You could be right about that.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
I think that's actually possible. I think that if the DNC had decided to support Bernie Sanders in 2016, could have happened. I think Bernie actually could have beaten Trump, maybe.
Unfortunately,
Maybe.
because of establishment corruption.
Exactly.
Right. Not good.
The machine.
The machine, ma'am. The machine.
You're obviously a Trump supporter.
Me?
Yes, you're obvious.
Yes.
It's so obvious.
Is
Well,
it because he's
that's
handsome
not
and
hidden.
funny?
I'm publicly.
Outside the box.
Yeah. Well, educate me, please.
Yeah. Well, that's America. We got two different views. That's all right, man.
I totally agree.
It's America. That
But
freedom
if I
of
can't think
speech.
outside the box, I'd love for you to educate me.
Well, I could tell you your questions are very one-sided, so I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's very one-dimensional.
Okay.
It's not. You don't have an open mind. It's very narrow. Just like that cockroach.
I disagree. I disagree with you on that.
Cockroach up there.
I have conversations with people all the time.
You bought into that. Why did you join the cult? Why did you join it? Why did you?
What about it? What about are you talking about specifically?
Why
protecting
did
free
you join
speech?
The cult. And I feel bad for you that you gave all your money to them. You buy these mag.
There is a type of person, they are like their personality is philosopher LARPer, but they don't have any substance or philosophy to speak of. Does that make sense? Like they will act like they have this grand philosophical takes. They know, but then if pressed, they just have nothing, 0%. This guy, I'm sure everybody knows someone like that, no doubt.
I got hats. You give him money every month. He doesn't care about governing. He's here to stay out of jail. His own niece said it. Mary Trump said it. He's running to stay out of jail. Don't you get the con? He's interested in selling his brand.
Don't you get it?
He's not interested in governing.
What about the people that
What did he
enjoyed
do in
his
4 years?
presidency
He didn't do anything
more
in 4
than
years.
this current administration? What about them?
4 years was give a tax break to the 1%.
That's not
to
true.
The super rich.
No, the 1%
That's
didn't
all. That's
actually
all
get
he
a tax
did.
break. Middle class got a tax break under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
I'm the idiot. Hell, the idiot.
Look at this guy.
Oh, we got a schizo.
Next, you'll be in court on CNN. I was 30 years ago, and Donald Trump me in the coffee room.
All right, let's move on.
He's a communist.
Uh-oh.
Democrats aren't communists.
I'm not a f***ing Democrat. You're a Democrat.
Dude, New York is crazy, man. Dude, this town is nuts. It's like every person in this town is a fucking video game character. What in the hell?
Here we go. We got it.
I just copied you.
With the sky. Donald Trump won.
This is New York City.
Get out of New York City. This is up.
Where are you at in New York?
I'm in Harlem.
Harlem,
yeah.
Very
36 years.
I'm from the Bronx. I live in the Bronx.
Yeah, so I was just in the Bronx the other day. And I was actually a little bit shocked by how much support there was for Trump. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not. It's I mean, there's a lot of support in the Bronx for Donald Trump. You know.
I've voted Democrat for all the past elections. This time around, we need a change.
Even though there's
flipping.
the borough president, she was saying that he doesn't belong there. He can't come over there. But it's like, who the are you to say that?
Are you noticing that shift in your own life with your friends, family?
Yes, I'm noticing that shift. Absolutely. He's authentic. He's authentic. You know, I've seen it in my community, in my neighborhood.
I think it definitely helped show the support from the community for Donald Trump.
In my children's schools, in my families, and definitely we need him to make a change. We're believing, we're taking another shot at it. Yeah. So, you know, we're a little desperate.
I've been saying this for a long time. Every single one of my Dominican friends is voting for Donald Trump. I hang out with a lot of New York Dominicans, and literally like hundreds of them, all of them are voting for Trump, all of them.
Are you gonna vote, do you think, or no?
Oh yeah, actually.
You're gonna vote, okay.
Yeah.
But you don't know right now. He's not sure.
Whoa.
He might be center left, center right. He's not really sure. He doesn't want to make that decision until election day. Anything that you would say to sway him or no?
Yeah, you know, as a political moderate myself, when I go into the voting booth, I'm thinking about, man, immigration, trade, foreign policy. These are things which used to be very polarizing issues, but now Donald Trump has somehow managed to make the Republican Party the party that is actually willing to put America first. Whereas, you know, my parents' lifetime, we just saw like political theater back and forth, but everything just kept getting worse. And then I look at the way the establishment's reacting to Donald Trump. They're persecuting him legally. They're obviously covering him unfairly in the media. And I can't help but think that there must be something that this guy is onto. He must actually want to make America great again. And so that's why I tend to support him. I voted for him in 2020. I'll vote for him again 9 days from now. And you know, if you join me in that, that would just make this Patriots Day. I'll tell you.
Dude, Doyle is so lame. He's so lame. Oh my god. Hey gang. Hey gang.
What do you think about that, man?
I appreciate your opinion, man.
Your message to New Yorkers undecided right now. What's your message to them?
Just do it. Just believe in your heart. You know, look at the facts. Look at the history. The 4 years that he was president. You know, look at what's going on now. You know, and look at the statistics and the record. You know, he is what we need right now.
Miss.
Fucking traitor! No, get out of my face.
Can we ask you about that?
Traitor.
Get out of my face.
Go ahead, tell me what you think.
You get your hands off me, please.
We want around the world.